Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be talking about makeup products that I returned, stuff that just did not work for me, stuff that was just such disappointments. I just went ahead, returned it. I did not want it sitting in my collection taking up room, and I could definitely exchange the stuff for other things that I know I will get way more use out of. So I don't have any of the products physically with me. Did that even make sense? What? So I don't have any of the products physically with me here today. There we go. Just because, like I said, I returned them. I don't like to keep products that disappointed me just to show you guys in a video. So I figured I would just tell you guys about them. I will have all the products listed down below as well as inserting pictures just so you guys can have a visual aspect as well. So I really hope that you guys enjoy seeing this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button before we get on into this video if you are not a part of my YouTube fam already, and let's just get started. So I have all the products here on my phone of makeup products that I returned, stuff that just disappointed me, but I wanted to just say like two little disclaimers before I get started. One is that this isn't all of the makeup that's disappointed me in the past. This isn't everything that I returned, but I just wanted to kind of gather the stuff that's been maybe in the past year and a half, things that I've returned, maybe popular products that might shock you guys a little bit, just stuff that like stood out to me. It's about 9 or 10 things. And also I just want to say that I'm not trying to bash these brands in any way. Just because a product didn't work for me doesn't mean I don't like the whole brand in general, doesn't mean other stuff from the brand doesn't work for me. And if you like something that I returned that I was disappointed with, please don't get offended because everyone is different. Makeup works differently for everyone. So those are just some little disclaimers that I wanted to throw out there before we get started. So now let's jump on into it. So the first product, I'm sure this is going to come as no surprise to you guys if you guys have been watching my channel for the past couple of weeks. This is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. I cannot explain to you guys how disappointed I was in this palette, how badly I wanted this one particular product to work for me. If you guys saw my what I got for Christmas video, I literally just hauled it. I tested this out, I want to say maybe a total of 5 times, but even like right off the bat from the first time I tested it out, I did not like this palette at all. It was very patchy. I found the shadows a lot drier than Too Faced shadows normally are. Even from swatching the swatches, you guys can go look in my Tarte versus Too Faced video that I did. These swatches were so patchy. It was very uneven. I didn't love the shade range. I absolutely love my Sweet Peach palette, and I wish that when they just did the Sweet Peach palette, they just incorporated a few more peach shades in there. I didn't really see a need for a whole palette full of peach shades, especially a lot of them I found weren't even showing up on my skin tone, and I was also very concerned for people that are darker toned than me. I felt like the shades were just gonna look really ashy. I don't know, just overall I did not feel like that palette was worth the money for me. I felt way better just returning it and getting a lot of new goodies that you guys probably saw in my high-end makeup haul. I will have a card if you guys want to go check that out. I know a lot of people here on YouTube also love that palette, so that was also a reason that I wanted to keep it. But I'm trying to tell myself that just because it's a popular product and other YouTubers love it and big creators are loving the products doesn't mean that you need them in your life. Like, I would much rather return it and get other things, maybe new things that I could show you guys and stuff like that. So something else, again, one of these products that I tried to make work for me because I saw bigger creators lusting over it, was the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in the shade Uncensored. The formula was so high maintenance, and I did not like the fact that it didn't dry down all the way. I don't mind a liquid lipstick that doesn't dry down, but it was like a half dry down, so I felt like half of my lips were matte, half of my lips were kind of bleeding and wet. And this was also a lip that when I just sat in front of the camera and filmed with it on, it would get like all over my mouth, and I have no idea how. Forget like I wore it on Christmas Eve, and from eating and drinking and stuff, it was just everywhere. I guess all in all, the best way that I could describe this lip product to you guys from my personal experience is that it is very high maintenance, and I do not have the patience to keep up with it. So I did go ahead and return that. And as you guys probably saw in my high-end makeup haul, I got the Fenty Gloss Bomb, which I'm so in love with, and I definitely know that I'm gonna wear that so much more than the red liquid lipstick. So moving on to a drugstore product that I also returned was the Covergirl Healthy Elixir Foundation. I know I talked about this foundation in a drugstore haul over the summer sometime, maybe around my birthday, and I know I kind of fell through with giving you guys an updated review and my thoughts on the foundation. I really wanted to do a demo because I know it was a popular foundation that a lot of you guys were curious about, but I did go ahead and return the foundation before I got the chance because I think I did have a little bit of a skin reaction. But this whole situation is totally my fault because I was testing out a new facial moisturizer at the same time that I was testing out the foundation, and I knew it wasn't a good idea to do, but part of me was just so eager to use all of my new products, and one of them ended up giving me a very bad reaction on my face, and I wasn't sure which one it was. And when it comes to just rashes and sensitivity and stuff, I definitely didn't want to take a chance and try out the foundation again. The foundation really was was beautiful. It was a decent medium coverage. It had such a beautiful glowy luminous finish. It was really perfect for like an everyday kind of natural look, but at the same time it had a really strong perfumey scent. So that's what's making me think that it was the foundation that broke me out. But like I said, I didn't want to chance it and I wasn't sure, so I just went ahead and returned that product as well. Also, another product that I returned is the Kat Von D Locket setting powder. I just heard so many good things about the Locket line. I love the Locket concealer cream, and I used to have very oily skin, way more oily than I am now, so I used to love any powder that claimed to be like heavy, mattifying, not like heavy, but like hardcore, if you guys know what I mean. So I was really excited to try the powder and have my oily skin stay in place all day, but unfortunately the powder was just a little bit too hardcore for me. I definitely would say that it felt very heavy on the skin. You could see it kind of sitting on top of the skin. It didn't melt into my face very well. It kind of aged my skin a little bit. I looked very dry and I just wasn't a huge fan of the powder. And like I said, at the time I was very oily, so I did love products like this, but this just didn't work out for me at all. And also another product kind of along those same lines is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Foundation. They actually recently just came out with a concealer, which I'm very intrigued to try, but the foundation was probably one of the worst makeup products that I've ever tried in my life. Like I said, I do like Urban Decay products, but this just was not for me at all. When I applied this, first picking out a shade was very difficult. I felt like I could not find a shade for me. It was a pretty limited shade range at the time. So I finally went with a shade. I think I went with 3 or 3.5, one of those shades, just kind of like a light neutral shade. When I first put this on my face, I will try to see if I still have the video where I tested this out for you guys. It was so light on me and I was like, this is so strange, because when I swatched it in the store it just looked a lot darker, but it went on my face so crazy light I looked like such a ghost. I'll definitely have to see if I can find that clip for you guys. But not only that, I was like, all right, let me just test out the formula, because then I could easily exchange it for another shade that doesn't matter. But literally, you guys, 2 hours later I was so orange. The foundation had oxidized so badly, and not even that, the foundation just looked really heavy. I felt like my skin couldn't breathe at all underneath the foundation. I've definitely seen a lot of mixed reviews on the foundation. I know a lot of people absolutely love it and a lot of people kind of feel the same way I do, with it being a little bit too heavy, but for my skin it was very heavy, very cakey, so I just went ahead and exchanged that at Sephora as well. Oh my god, I'm so out of breath, and all I did was go up the stairs. Oh my god, I'm terrible. So 2 products from Maybelline that I wasn't crazy about either that I returned. One was the Maybelline Dream Cushion Foundation. I actually have a whole video and review up on this on my channel if you guys want to go check out more like my in-depth thoughts, and I believe I also did a wear test. This foundation I actually thought I really liked. When I first put it on I was like, wow, this looks really pretty. For a cushion foundation I felt like it was really great coverage as well, maybe medium to almost full. It was very just natural looking on the skin. I really liked it, but I definitely think just that cushion formula that it has just had a little bit too much of a dewiness in it for my skin kind of as the day went on. I just kind of found that it got really greasy around my T-zone. It kind of broke down, and for me, after a couple times of wearing it, I was like, I don't think that this is going to be something that I'm going to get any more future use out of, just because I found myself just getting really greasy every time after wearing the foundation. So I just went ahead and returned it for that reason. And also another Maybelline product that I didn't end up liking at all was the Maybelline Lash Sensational, I believe it's called, their mascara. So many people like this, and I just have really picky lashes. My lashes are very short. They don't have much volume, so I kind of thought that this was going to be the mascara to solve all my problems, and it definitely wasn't. I just felt like it was kind of building up on my lashes, wasn't giving me any length or any volume. I felt like honestly it wasn't doing much of anything for me personally. I really love a mascara that's going to give my lashes that like oomph, that like pick me up they need. Like this one, the Essence Lash Princess, I absolutely love, but that one not so much. So this next product I didn't end up returning, but I did sell it just because the company doesn't take back returns to their website, and that is the Morphe 35F palette, their Fall into Frost palette. I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen this palette. I feel like it kind of was like hyped up for a very short amount of time, but it like slowly kind of sloped off. I definitely fell into the hype. I was so excited. I think I was really into the palette at first, like I am with most makeup products, until I noticed that like, man, like maybe they don't work for me. Once the hype kind of dies down, I kind of realized that I'm not as in love as I thought I was. So if you guys haven't seen this palette before, I will insert the picture of it right here, but it has these 7 matte shades on the bottom, which I just felt like were kind of odd shades. I felt like some of them were like kind of greeny and some of them were a little red. There just wasn't like nice transition shades, at least ones that I like. And then literally the rest of the 20 something shadows were like different variations of like the same 3 colors of shimmer. There was like gold shimmer, light gold shimmer, champagne shimmer, and then there was like a bunch of different cranberry shades, pinky shades. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what Morphe was thinking when they released this palette, and I'm not sure what I was thinking when I bought the palette, but it was definitely like you could only create like 2 or 3 different looks, not even with this one palette, just because there was so many weird limited transitions and then literally a million of the same shimmer shades. So I just wasn't feeling it. But like I said, since Morphe doesn't take back returns, at least at the time they didn't, I'm not sure about now, I listed it on my Depop and someone bought it right away, and I think that they're enjoying it. So I guess it just depends on your personal preference and what you guys like to see and like to use in an eyeshadow palette. Okay, so we are almost done. 2 more products that I have to tell you guys about. One was the Carli Bybel palette by BH Cosmetics. Again, this was a palette I thought I absolutely loved at first, but when I first got this, I definitely have to say I was more of a beginner in makeup. I thought that anything could work. As I kind of experimented with other shadows, kind of found out what worked for my eyes, that I preferred warm tones on my eyes a lot better. I found that this was not what I wanted in an eyeshadow palette at all. Looking back on the quality, I felt that all the shades kind of blended into one on the eye, and they were just kind of like odd, lightish, ashy, purplish shades that didn't work for my skin. And this also was a product that I just ended up selling because they didn't take back returns. And I mean, I had gotten a decent amount of use out of the product, so I just sold it to a friend, and I think she's enjoying it a lot more than I was. And lastly, on my list of makeup products that I've returned is the Benefit Porefessional. I know, so shocking. Everyone and their mom absolutely loves this primer, but the only reason that I returned this primer was solely because it broke me out. I only put it on the center of my face where I have the biggest pores, and that next day I had a big rash around my pores. So I figured it had to be that primer, and like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I'm just like very careful with what I put on my face. If something broke me out, I'm not gonna put it on just to test it out or to chance it or anything like that. So it just broke me out really bad. It gave me a bad rash, so that is why I returned that product. I do know that the Porefessional line, I think, has a newer like luminous one maybe, as well as the like matte rescue. That I'm really interested in because that looks like it's such a cool gel consistency. I would really love to try that out, but definitely not the original one anytime soon or ever again, I don't think. All right, you guys, so that is going to complete this video of makeup products that I've returned. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video. Definitely let me know if kind of like these disappointing product videos are something that you guys like to see. I don't love to do them so often because I don't want like such negativity, I guess, like to be on my channel. I don't know, but I guess it can just let you guys know how I felt about the products, why I returned them, and stuff like that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave because I'd love to have you guys here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys!